Hello, everybody, and welcome into another edition of Inside Panther Football with Coach Scott Neathery. I'm Grant Merrill, and we're glad to have you along with us as tonight. Biggest game of the year so far, the Dorado Wildcats in town on Halloween. We've got a little different scenario here this morning for our show. We'll tell you about it when we come back after this for Everett Buick GMC.
The all-new 2015 GMC Yukon is perfect for a family on the go, with seating for up to 9 passengers. Yukon's bold new design and great new features like flat folding rear seats and the latest technology make any trip easy. Whether you're traveling across the country or just across town, you'll love the all-new 2015 Yukon from Everett. Come see us at your family-owned, customer-friendly dealer, Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at the Alcoa exit.
Welcome back to Inside Panther Football with head coach Scott Neathery. And Scott, usually we have the helmet out in front of us as a decorative piece, but this week we just decided we'd put the junior high football team behind us while they're practicing. And I guess people get a little chance to have more of a football atmosphere during our show.
Right, yeah, they practicing this morning. Usually don't practice on Friday mornings. They usually watch film, but they got a short week this week. Going to play Bryant in junior high this week on Tuesday, so they had to get a little practice in. So
absolutely. Well, we of course have to play on Thursday of next week against Pine Bluff, so that's a little bit different for the and you know it's going to be a very busy week. But first of all, let's talk about the busy day you have today, because we have our undefeated Benton Panthers. How long has it been since we've been able to say in week 9 our undefeated Benton Panthers going up against El Dorado?
I'm not real sure. It's probably been a while. Having a good season so far, probably, the best season we've had in years. I've heard different stories, but, we just want to keep this train rolling.
I know that last week, let's talk about Lake Hamilton, because, we went there. Probably a frustrating 3 quarters for a ball coach when you lead 3-0, but what an explosive fourth quarter of production.
Yeah, we went over there, and, the first drive that we had, first series, Casey threw an interception and wound up getting a concussion on that play, and then we quarterback out, and all of a sudden we had to kind of change game plans. We went conservative and let our defense win the ball game for us, and they did. And we felt like if we just kept pounding them, that their backs would break at some point, and it did early in the fourth quarter, I believe, and wound up with a big victory.
You had so many things that went right for Benton in the fourth quarter. A lot of things went wrong for Lake Hamilton, but we did a great job of capitalizing on mistakes.
Oh, yeah, sure. No doubt about it, and that's the deal. Had one reporter say, well, Lake Hamilton gave you a lot of gifts. Well, a lot of teams have given us a lot of gifts because I feel like our defense is forcing it. We've had a lot of forced turnovers this year, and, our defense just kept fighting. Our kids kept playing hard the whole ball game, and that's one thing I say every week. I don't have to worry about this team fighting their guts out. I don't have to worry about them playing for 4 quarters. I know they will. It's just a matter of, are we going to execute or not? And, it just goes to show you, if you keep fighting and keep playing hard, good things are going to happen.
Let's talk about the defense, and first of all, the people that really stood out for you on defense last week, because you had a long list of people who could have been player of the game. I mean, we basically had to give it to the whole defense.
Right, yeah, no doubt about it. Every week on Thursday, we give out helmet stickers. Well, man, we needed it was a record as far as giving out helmet stickers for defense.
Printer's running out of ink, isn't it?
Yeah, no doubt about it. And special teams. We had a lot of special team stickers this week. During the ball game, you play offense, defense, and special teams, and each facet is important. And, last week, Tim DeZort, I'm thinking of names, Tim DeZort, Kyler Nischke, Garrett Taylor with a big block, Brazel with a touchdown.
Nitschke had a touchdown too, didn't he?
That's right. Nitschke had the interception with a touchdown. Black had a big block early in the ballgame. So a lot of those defensive guys contributing, making great plays for the team. And, Coach loves to say, I love to see that when we get a lot of kids contributing and making big plays, and that's what we need to win the ball game.
You know, this week will be no different. We'll talk about that a little more, but let's talk about your offense because, you know, you had Drew Harris coming in at quarterback after Cason's concussion last week. And, you know, that's a place he was used to playing in Lincoln when he was in Class 3A. But, you know, 6A is a little different, and he really stepped in and made it look like he had been there the whole time.
Well, he's a little rusty. And but part of that is my fault. Well, a lot of it's my fault because I hadn't given him the reps. And you know, we've really been focusing on him at receiver this year. But you know, I'm gonna tell you what, I trust him 100%, and he's a winner. And you know, this week we got him a heck of a lot more reps this week. And I know if that happens again, he's going to step in and do fine. And got a lot of confidence in Drew Harris.
All right, we will talk about El Dorado when we come back. You're watching Inside Panther Football with Scott Neathery, presented by Everett Buick GMC. The Saline County Boys and Girls Club, making a difference in the lives of our children one child at a time. From after-school programs to summer camps, homework help, and just plain fun. The Saline County Boys and Girls Club, an organization we can all be proud of. They leave our children inspired one child at a time. The Saline County Boys and Girls Club. Visit them on the web at www.scbgclub.com. The Saline County Boys and Girls Club. We welcome you back as, of course, the El Dorado Wildcats in town tonight. Inside Panther Football with head coach Scott Neathery, brought to you by Everett Buick GMC, the Saline County Boys and Girls Club, and Brazel Financial Services. We'll get to some keys to victory. A lot of uncertainty this week in our Family Practice Associates injury report. Let's just kind of start out with that because that is kind of been the top story in Panther football after, you know, Shamlin's injury during Sheridan, and then you've got Cason's concussion last week. I know that you kind of had a plan with a lot of uncertainty this week, and maybe just kind of rely on the fact that you're going to have to use some second stringers.
Yeah, and it may happen, but you know what? Whoever we call on, we expect them to come in and play at a high level. Julius has played at a high level, and then you know, with our quarterback situation, big game time decision, and we'll see if we'll see what happens. But like I said, we got Drew a lot of reps this week, and whoever our quarterback is, we expect them to perform well.
Obviously, Drew probably got a lot more reps and got a lot more practice at that position than he's seen all year.
Right, yeah, no doubt about it. And the thing you got to remember about him is he's been a quarterback all his life, so it's not that big a deal for him. And, boy, this week in practice he's looked good. We have rocked and rolled on offense. So, you know, just really looking forward to, you know, whoever our quarterback is, we're going to rock and roll and we'll be fine.
El Dorado got beat by Pine Bluff last week. They beat Texarkana the week before. They lost to Lake Hamilton. They've got two losses in a row and then beat Texarkana the week before. How dangerous is it that you're coming up against an El Dorado team that's got two losses in a row to good teams and is pretty hungry for a win?
Well, that's what I've been preaching to the kids, Grant. It's every year at this time is when they start peaking. And I guarantee you that Scott Reed has been getting on them all week long, has been preaching the same thing. It's time for us to perform, and it's time to turn this ship around. And, you know, they're always going to be in the hunt, and they always play well when it comes to playoff time. So, boy, I think we're going to have our hands full tonight. If we play well, we'll be fine, but you just never know.
You know, El Dorado always brings a lot of things to the table. I think this year now they don't have Deshaun Jackson, which we could all be thankful for. He's, you know, moved on to the next level. But you take a look at what they do have, and they're a team that reloads every year. What do they bring to the table that's really kind of got you concerned?
Well, I'm going to tell you, they got another defensive tackle that, in my opinion, when Jackson played against us, this guy's better than him. This guy actually gets some penetration and actually, hustles. So, they're going to have a tough D-line, and their defense is fast. Offensively, they've got some receivers that are fast. Quarterback, an athletic-style quarterback. Usually they have more of a, I call a pro-style quarterback, handoff, play action, that type deal. Control. kind of don't make mistakes, control the game. Well, this year they got an athletic quarterback, and he's more of a slinger. He's going to run more of the read plays, and he can throw it deep. He can throw it 55, 60 yards in the air, and he doesn't connect on all of them, but when he does, it's usually a touchdown.
We've seen that before, and I know that that's something that I think we're better equipped to go up against this year with this kind of defense. One would think that we probably wouldn't see the types of scores we met with them in the playoffs last year.
Right, yeah. Hopefully we are more hopefully we can get to the QB when he's trying to throw the ball and get him shaky, and that's what we've been fortunate enough to do that. And they don't have all the time in the world in the pocket to throw the football, which is a good thing for us. So hopefully we can continue that trend and be okay.
All right, we will talk about some of tonight's activities. I know that it's Halloween night, and we've got a few extra things that we're throwing in there, and it's senior night as well. I want to talk about some of those senior leaders that are departing. This is their last regular season home game. We know we'll have probably some games here at the Palace in the playoffs, but I do want to throw some honors their way as well. Stay with us. It's Inside Panther Football with head coach Scott Neathery. Nobody likes to think about the end, but it's important that everyone has a plan. The law offices of Paul D. White specialize in making sure that a concrete plan is in place after the passing of a loved one. The law offices of Paul D. White, specializing in wills and estate planning, and they'll work with you to lessen the burden in preparing for that sorrowful time. The law offices of Paul D. White on Royal Lane in Bryant. Visit them on the web at pauldwhitepa.com. We welcome you back to Inside Panther Football with head coach Scott Neathery. I think they're ready for the show to come on. We got a lot going on tonight. It is Halloween, and of course, one of the things that the Benton Touchdown Club has done, Scott, is to make a little bit of a safe Halloween environment so that kids don't have to choose between trick-or-treating and going to the ball game, something Molly Merrill is quite thankful for tonight. If you see a little blonde-headed girl dressed as Spider-Man, don't ask. That's what's going to be going on tonight, but this is going to be a first in Benton history in a long time. It's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, the Touchdown Club came up with this idea because you're going to have a lot of kids that want to go trick-or-treating. And, they can still go trick-or-treating before the ball game and then come here, and then we're going to have several booths. I think the last count was maybe 13 booths out here that's going to have candy, and the kids can go around and do that, get their candy. Then they can go in the stands and watch a football game. What else better would you want to do on Halloween night?
Yeah, we are going to have a booth for Saline 24/7, partnering with the Northside Church of Christ. They reach out to us heathens every once in a while, but we'll be giving away candy, and of course that's something that we wanted to do. Also tonight, senior night, and I know that you've got a lot of seniors that you've counted on for a while, and I don't think a lot of people who may have just moved here or maybe watching this in another town understand the fact that we've got a future program, a Future Panthers program that a lot of these seniors have been together for a long, long time, and this is a special night.
Yeah, you're right. It is a good night, a special night for them, and you know what? I went back and counted how many kids that we still have in the program that were in the 9th grade and junior high. And really, it's only about 11 or 12 that we had that actually played in the 9th grade in our senior group right now. And those guys, almost every one of them are contributing some way. You got Desort, you got Garrett Taylor, Brandon Black, Stone Paul. You talk about some guys that have really playing well this year because it means something to them. And I think it's a special group. I told them the other day, in the 9th grade, this group won 3 ball games, okay? And now we're right here on the brink of trying to do something special. And I told them, I was messing with them, but I said, we're trying to go from conference chumps to conference champs. And they really take pride in that. And they don't take any of it for granted. And I really just super proud of them because every ball game they just amp it up a little bit more and they don't want it to end. So I know that they're going to play their guts out, but really proud of those guys, really proud of our seniors and the leadership that they've shown this year.
You know, back when those kids started in the ninth grade, and even over the last 2 years, for a lot of teams like a Pine Bluff or an El Dorado or some of the upper echelon teams in the state, Benton was a guaranteed victory. Let's move on and look toward next week, and it's got to be a source of pride for those kids that, you know, nobody can kick Benton around anymore.
Oh yeah, it's got to be, and just can't tell you how proud I am of those guys. And football's a tough sport, Grant. I talk about it all the time. You got to be a man to play. You really do, and you've got to be mentally tough to play. And like out of that group, they might have had 50 kids. Only about 11 of them have really stuck it out the whole way. Well, let me tell you something. Those 11 or so guys, they're men. All right, they're tough guys. They're mentally tough. Garrett Taylor's playing with a splintered finger right now. Okay, so. They have a lot to be proud of just sticking with it when times were tough, But for them to be able to enjoy, I guess, the fruits of their labor is really special, and I'm really proud of them.
Brazel Financial Services, the sponsor of our Keys to Victory. If you need keys to victory for your retirement plan or investments, call Tony Brazel on West South Street in Benton. And 3 keys that we've got to have to beat El Dorado tonight. What are they?
Well, I say it every week. We got to start fast, we got to execute, and we got to play with wild-eyed enthusiasm. I know we're going to play hard. I don't have any doubt in my mind we'll play hard for 4 quarters, but we need to start fast. We always do good if we start fast, and then we need to be able to execute the game plan. We need to offensively just move the ball down the field and do what we do. Defensively, got to make sure that we get pressure on the quarterback, stop the run game, and then stop those long passes that they like to do. So that's it.
Well, when we talk to you next Thursday, we're going to be talking about where we're going in the playoffs, and that's hard to believe that it's already here, but good luck tonight. We hope to get a W over the Wildcats and encourage everybody to come out to the Palace on the Parkway tonight and be a part of things.
I appreciate it.
All right, Scott Neathery is our guest on Inside Panther Football. We will see you tonight. Pregame is going to be a little extended. We will get on the air at about 6:25 for senior night festivities. And, of course, we'll have kickoff at 7 with myself, Jim Gardner, Tony Stowers, Kelly Ray, and Chris Holloway, and Judge McAllister on the call with you tonight, as we will be, of course, live on Saline 24/7, as you can watch it anywhere in the world. And believe me, people do. Thanks for watching Inside Panther Football.